have one of these. And if you've seen any of my videos before, you know I kind of despise these, which is a terrible thing to say really about anything, but the truth is I despise working on them. I think this is a KU. You will know that the edgelit strip at the bottom, which is here, burns the prism sheet which is behind. And Samsung want, I mean, originally you could never get the prism sheet, but Samsung wants about £100 for the prism sheet. Then you've got the backlights on top, and it makes it unrepairable economically for any particular customer. But sometimes if you get to it in time, you're okay. I'm just going to plug this in and see what it's doing. From memory, there was a slight flicker. Now, even though I despise these TVs because you can't repair them, and 2 years ago, you know, we were having to tell customers to throw these away. We were turning down the repair work. It was a lot of money we were losing, so that's why I despised the TV. I actually love a Samsung curved TV. If you've got any of the JU models, they're backlit. This is edgelit with a strip at the bottom. But if you've got the JUs, which are backlit, and we repaired a couple of them last week, they are beautiful. But quite rare, you just don't see them. They seem to be lasting quite well. We did some backlights on a couple of sets last week that have turned blue. And they're lovely. Anyway, I've had this for, I don't know, probably the best part of a year, just doing nothing. And I suddenly thought, if it's not too bad, I can have one for myself, because I love the idea of a curved TV, and I'd like to have one in here. At the moment, I've got a little 26-inch, which I use as a monitor just there. So I use this as a monitor for all the different cameras and stuff, and it comes in handy for that. But I would love that monitor to be curved. Probably this is a bit too big, because that monitor is only a 26-inch, so swapping it for, what's this, a 49-inch would be a bit ridiculous, but it is curved and may work quite well. That's if I can get it going. If it's too badly damaged, again, as I said, they burn up at the bottom here, which causes a problem. But the other thing which they do, as well as burning up on the bottom, it cracks the prism sheet behind. Now, if that prism sheet is cracked, it's game over. It's just too damn expensive to do. So let me just plug this in and see what it's doing. At the moment, I'm thinking it's flickering a bit, but that's from memory. So I'm going to switch some of the lights out, and let's go to the main camera. Okay, at the moment I don't seem to have a mouse. Why is my batteries are packed up in my mouse? So I now can't switch cameras. How great is that? That's ridiculous. Okay, nothing much I can do. It's not that. Okay. Let's switch on. I'm getting nothing. What are you getting? Not even getting a standby light. Oh, well, I heard something. Suppose I have to get a Samsung remote. can't see anything, but I just thought I heard a Samsung chime. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it's on. Yes. It is on, but we're getting no backlight activity at all. Used to get a flicker on this. Anyway, so I think I've got to take a risk, and we have to dismantle it gently, because there is a chance I can still do something with this. If I can do something with this, I will order a set of backlights. I was rather hoping, edge lights, I was rather hoping I could just repair the edge light. On these, I don't think you can. On the NUs, you can repair them, but not on these. Right. Curved TV means I just do a bit of support with a blanket. I've got a funny feeling I've been in here before, so I don't think it's going to be too hard to muscle in. Again, it's a screwless back, so it's got clips. It's just a shame to see a good screen and a good television. It's a 4K smart TV. Just a shame to see it go to waste, but they do. They just go to waste. So I'm going to disconnect that just in case I see the backlights coming up at all. It's very strange that both sets, because don't forget this has got a left and a right, and it's kind of strange that both sets aren't working. And no. Not seeing anything. So it just means slowly but surely taking your time with these and just removing everything that needs removing. Remember the speakers having the built-in Wi-Fi thing attached to it before, but when you're my age it's easy to forget things. I'm nervous because it looks like I've been in this before. And if I've been in this before, why don't I remember? Well, I think we answered that question not so long ago, didn't we? Because you're old. Two little screws down there, have they got to come out? Looking like it. maybe not, I don't know. Now I've got to get the clips off, which are just, I don't know what you can see, but around the bottom here, I like to start removing the bottom clips first, and once these are off, I then can turn it the other way around, go around the front and take it from there. That's my plan. Right, as you can probably see, I have managed to loosen that bit. I'm just going to loosen that bit there to pull that out, and hopefully yes. So that has got that bit out nicely. As I say, I'm doing this as gently as I can. It doesn't really matter to me if I damage this. I'm trying to do it so I don't damage it. Would love to have one working. To keep a curved one going for a few more years would be fine. Yeah, you call me now, why don't you? Now don't forget, there's no such thing as a curved screen. This is a 49-inch. It is exactly the same screen that's in the non-curved. They're just curved. They're put into a curved panel. That's all it is. And the danger is, once a screen's been in a curved position for 6 or 7 years, all of a sudden coming out of that position and going boing, which this one is now doing, can cause it problems. But anyway, at the moment this looks pretty immaculate. but I'm only looking at one particular angle. I don't keep these backlights in stock, quite simply because very few do get repaired, if I'm being honest. I have repaired some. Now, as this is an edge-lit screen, I really should be wearing gloves when it comes down to the final bit, and I probably will put some gloves on. But just let me get all the bits out and let's get down to the backlights. Now, I can show you straight away, if we just go over to the mobile cam, that this side, so I've got the front off, and this side is all nice and pristine. But when you come over to this side, this is where the problems begin. But we've got cracks, have we? We've got one little crack there. I can live with that if I can get those out. Can you see that little crack there? And there's a little crack there. That's fine, because that gets covered. But these are so... look how they're melted in. Don't know if I can lift that bottom glass sheet, which they call the prism sheet, without causing further damage. It would be such a shame, but I'm going to give it a go. Because if I can, then I do believe that this television would be okay. I don't think it'll ever be good enough to be used as a living room TV, but for me to use it in my workshop as a monitor, I think would be wonderful. It won't be perfect, but it should be okay. God, it's terrible at coming off. Getting these sides off is... oh, well, it's just not happening. Remember to swing it around without catching the screen. Just one more bit to get off. Right, that's the back bit, so that can go down there. I hate wearing the gloves, but is that it? Just two pieces? Okay. Stay there, stay there. Right. Can I get this up without it cracking even more? Let's see how bad it is stuck. That is quite badly in. But if I can be gentle. I'm just at the point where those cracks are. You've got to understand that these have burnt into the LEDs. If I can do this together, I may have gotten away with that. Okay, we can have a closer look now at what I was dealing with. You can see here how bad that is. It doesn't tell me why this side wasn't lighting up though. Oh, is there one there? No. So that's the start of this side. Can you see any ones with a black mark on? No, I can't either. So I'm surprised this side didn't want to light up. But at the moment I'm pretty hopeful. It's not going to be 100%, but I'd be happy with 70%. As you can see, the damage is done. Doesn't matter about the dirt marks on the back, that always happens, that's just on the back. But it's just up there. That's where it's going to cause a problem. So, I'm going to order a set of these from eBay. Because I need them to arrive in the next couple of days. And then we will see. I could order them from China, they'd be much cheaper from China. Much cheaper. But I need them to arrive in the next few days, really. So I'm just going to take these out. Backlight connectors are there. There are some screws here. I might test this one, because I'm a little bit confused to why this one is not lighting up, but it is not lighting up. So I'm confident we can get this looking, yeah, as I say, about 70%. There will be some shadows. But it's definitely not the worst I've ever seen. And I think this is repairable. And for the cost of the backlights, which is 30-40 quid, I mean, I could get them for 10 quid from China, but I can't leave that screen up there waiting, so left one screw in. So there we go. They do come with the heatsink, just ready to go in. But look how bad those are. But why this one isn't working, I don't know, because that one looks fine. But there must be a problem somewhere. I shall have a play with this in a second.
Yeah, the strange thing I'm having with this particular set is that without the screen being attached and without the backlights being attached, it's rebooting, it's recycling. Maybe it does that, maybe it needs the backlights, I can't remember. And there's only one way to find out, and that's order the new sets in.
So I'm going to order a new set up from eBay, which pains me because I've got to pay full price. Still doesn't mean I can fix the TV, and it still doesn't mean the TV is going to look great when it's done, because the damage is there. But there is a chance to save it. This is one of the, I won't say the best ones, but it's one of the okay ones that is worth looking at. I wonder if I plug this back in, the good one. Now that one's disconnected. If this one's going to light up, should we give it a go? It's worth giving it a go, isn't it? Okay, bear with me a second. I'm right to be confused why this was not lighting up, because this is absolutely fine, as you can see. They are all working. It's obvious why that one's not going to work. It's in a mess. But I'm surprised this one didn't light up, but maybe this was shorting it out. Maybe the faults on this one were so bad and intense, and it looks it. Now, just in case you're wondering if these are different, they are. There is a left and a right. You would have thought they'd have made them a bit identical, so you could just buy the one that you wanted, even though it's always best to replace. But I'm sure you can see in the design I don't understand why that one didn't light up, because it's perfect, unless, as I say, the other one was shorting it out. Maybe. But let's switch it on now. And see if that comes on as good as it should.
And it doesn't. As I say, I'm a little bit perturbed about this. I don't understand why the set won't power this one strip up, and the set is actually switching on and off. Maybe it needs both sets. Maybe it needs the screens connected.
That should be lighting up now. That should be lighting up. And it's not. Bit confusing.
Okay, I've managed to find a second-hand set on eBay for 22 quid, which seemed clean and seemed good, so we'll wait for those to arrive and see what happens next. There will be a part 2.